Hello everyone, my name is Matt Scorpion and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. In this video, we're going to be looking at something a little bit different than the regular. And that is, basically, how many rockets can somebody fit in a rocket launcher? In at least one special case. Now, if you recall, last season we got access to a new rocket launcher from the Nightfall playlist, the return of the breif Osprey. Originally a Nightfall drop from the Nokrish strike way back when. It is now back, still void, still high impact, and has a few newer roles. Initially, I'm pretty sure it was just a cluster bomb rocket launcher, which, if you check a few roles, it still can roll with cluster bombs. One of the few rocket launchers nowadays that actually can do that. But aside from that, it actually has a few pretty wonky options for rocket launchers nowadays, with things like destabilizing rounds, lasting impression, and being able to run cluster bomb and lasting impression. There is a few wonky roles. Now, a lot of people started analyzing this with Apex Predator just because that was the thing that was a little bit easier to get a hand on. But I think, now, correct me if I recall, but I think this one has one role that Apex does not. Now, while it does have access to reconstruction, I'm not entirely sure if it has access to the other thing that really gets this build off going. Now, what we're looking at is specifically my breif rocket launcher that I got to drop, which is Envious Assassin and Bipod. If you don't know how either of those function, basically Bipod increases your ammo and reserves, making room for one more rocket in the tube and more rockets in reserve, with the caveat of reduced damage, blast radius, and reload speed. And then Envious Assassin works a lot like Ambitious Assassin, but with other guns. Basically, defeating targets with any other weapon before drawing that will transfer ammo from magazine reserves, and the effect can overflow the mag based on the number of targets defeated. Now, in this case, in terms of armor, I am also running double reserves, and I say double because I already checked. Triple doesn't give any extra rockets, which means we already hit the cap. And on top of that, the total number that you can run with everything, enhancing your ammo economy, is a solid 14 with 8 rockets in the tube. Now, there is a few caveats to this. Of course, like the triple forbearance with Ambitious Assassin, there is a few caveats to actually getting the full 8. And I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, go about, collect the ammo. Now, after a restock, I have a total capacity of 14 rockets again in the massive primary that is just reserve ammo. Now, on that note, of course, when you reload, you have 2 rockets right off the bat, just because that's what Bipod already does. But then you have to go and start mowing things down to get access to it. Now, I won't lie, like I said about the Ambitious Assassin Forbearance, where you have to get quite a lot of kills in a very small time frame, it is kind of hard to consistently get the times 8. In this case, I am all alone, and I have several thrall that I can go through, but at the same time, in a regular scenario, unless you're running ad clear and have nothing better to do, this probably won't actually happen that often, but this is just an answer of how. So, after that wave, I got 5 in the tube. But, as you saw from the start, there is more room, and there isn't like the Ambitious effect where you have to wait, reload, try over again before going through it. You can kind of just keep slaying out before transferring to this weapon. And then there we go. After another little bit more, basically just the more you kill before firing this weapon, the more you can overflow it. So you can get a kind of consistent 8, but it's going to take a lot of defeats of enemies before you can actually get to the full 8. On that is pretty much the maximum that you can get for what seems to be any rocket launcher. While reconstruction does allow you to overflow, it doesn't increase ammo reserves in any way, and as much as one other thing that I was thinking of, field prep might actually give you an extra rocket. I'm pretty sure that once you reach a certain amount of rockets, the bungee engine just stops you, because even though you apply another reserve, you get an extra bump in your size in any way, there is a point eventually when the game just says, that is too many rockets, you can't have any more. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.